talking today? Now, today we're talking about something that a lot of business owners don't talk about enough. I had the other day, I was talking to someone about business, and I was saying, well, your business is a 3D printer of your thoughts. And I don't know that I say that a lot, but someone told me, no, business is business. There is nothing about mindset. Business is just business. And I go, oh, I can't. I can't. I just can't. I totally, a million percent believe that our business is a 3D printer of our thoughts. What does that mean? Whatever we think, I mean, our reality, everything that we do starts from our thoughts, right? So if we don't manage our thoughts, if we don't work on our mindset, we're never, ever, ever going to be able to run a business um, successfully, because we're going to be scared. We're going to have sabotage. We're going to have things that are going to come up in behind the scene in our head, that if we don't control it, if we don't work on it, we're never going to be able to do it. So I did a little bit of research around with my clients and people that follow me on actually understand what are the biggest fear that are stopping people to achieve what they want to achieve in their lives and in their business. So I found out that one of the biggest one is fear of failure, which it's a super interesting one, because when we are afraid of failing, we usually fail forward. What does that mean? Because we're afraid that if I do this and this and that, then I may fail. Then I choose not to do anything, which means I fail anyway, right? And this is something big because, hey, Nicolette, hey, Liani. This is big because I never, ever, um, when I was younger, I was an excuse maker. So I was terrified of failing because I was afraid of rejection. So I would avoid starting or doing anything new, which is the ultimate failure, right? Because you don't try, obviously you're never going to succeed. So that was huge for me. It was so scary. The fact that I wasn't achieving anything in my life because I was frozen. I was like so afraid of failing that I would choose to fail before I even try. So how many people do that in business? Because they're afraid, right? Because they're afraid of failing, they just go, I'm not going to do that. Now, that just doesn't happen only at the beginning. It happens at every stages of our businesses. So, for example, when someone is now fully booked one-on-one and you want to go to one-to-many, you are afraid of failing one-to-many. You have clarity and certainty around working one-on-one. You know how to do it. You don't know how to run workshops. You don't know how to fill them. You don't know how to run retreats, seminars, any of that. So you choose not to do it, and you choose to stay working with one-on-one clients, which means you're failing at scaling your business and be able to help more people. You choose to fail. How many people do that? So we need to look into, all right, fear of failure is something that is stopping me to getting my business out there. I am terrified of failing, and I know that is a self-sabotage. So you got to work on it to be able to avoid it. Fear of failure is one of the biggest one. Now, the other one is a lot of people that have the transition between working and going entrepreneurship. They go, I'm afraid of not having enough money. I'm afraid of not be able to, a lot of clients tell me that, Francesca, you don't get it. I've got responsibilities. I've got family to feed. It's not just me. And it's like, okay, well, first and foremost, that doesn't make sense to me, because it's like, what do you mean it's not just me? Because if it was just you don't care about yourself, you don't care about putting food in your plate, is the same, right? But the thing is, people think like, I'm afraid of not having enough money. So sometimes we concentrate more on what we might not have, that we choose to settle for what we have, right? So for example, someone wants to start a business because they want to help people, but also because they want a lifestyle, they want time, money, they want to make more money, and they choose that there's a risk involved with that, and sometimes they choose to make not enough money in their job rather than take the risk of losing that security, losing the certainty, to go into the unknown and maybe right, when you have a business. So again, there are fear of not having enough money, so they choose to settle by having not enough money. So they just live like that. Right? So this is usually the people that tell me I'm afraid of having not enough money. They usually not have enough money to invest in my courses. And I say, well, isn't that already happening? You already have not enough money because can't do the things that you want to do. So how much longer do you want to live with your biggest fear? Because you're already happening. It's already there right now. And again, way too many people that said, no. It's not that I'm afraid. I'm just being responsible. Well, responsibility comes with a little bit of fear, right? Fear of not having enough, fear of losing something, fear of something like that. So very important that we watch our brain, and the awareness is key. Way too many people in business, they're not even aware of what's going on up here. They just react. I don't react in business. Way so many times I do want to react, but I think about it. I stop, I slow down, and I go, okay, what is happening right now? What is the biggest fear? What is the thing that's triggering me right now? And sometimes our brain doesn't go into fear. They go like, I'm not afraid. I just know that I don't have enough money, right? So I just know that if I invest and take the risk, this is going to happen. So there is a lot of fear. This is fear. But a lot of people don't want to say the word I'm afraid. They just prefer to just say the limiting beliefs straight away. So again, awareness, I have no problem telling people that I'm afraid. There was a person telling me, Francesca, lately you're sharing a lot of posts of you being triggered, just don't concentrate on that, concentrate on the positive. I'm like, well, but you know what? I don't believe in that. If I don't notice my fears, if I don't notice my trigger, if I don't notice them and work on them, they're always going to keep coming up. So I am willing to share it. I'm willing to talk about it. I'm willing to overcome it by sharing it. I'm not going to pretend, because I've done that in the past and it just doesn't work, right? Fear of not having enough clients, fear of not being able to like sustain a living from the business, right? And a lot of time people are not willing to invest the money to find a way to get more clients. They just want to stay small. And again, they are afraid of having enough clients. Therefore, they don't invest. Therefore, they actually don't have enough clients. So again, usually the fear, it's already happening in some sort of levels, right? So find it, embrace it, and work out how to get over it. Ah, fear of competition. This is a good one. So when we are afraid of competition, okay, this is a real one. I also get afraid sometimes of competition. I just go, oh my gosh, why? I'm actually gonna put these two together: competition and copycats. So people will copy you, especially if you are good at what you do, right? People will copy you. People will do things. People will take ideas. People will follow your model, your strategy. People will do all of those things, right? So it will happen, and it's part of human being. That's what they do. And yes, it's flattering in one side, but I guarantee you that when that happens, the last thing you want to think about is flattering. You're just gonna go, I want to rip this person apart. I get it. I hear you. It happens so many times to me. So I had to, how do I deal with that? Competitions and copycat. Well, first and foremost, I just go, okay, I understand that I'm angry, and I don't like that, and I don't like the fact that people did that. But I also understand that nobody's me. Nobody can do things the way I do it. Nobody can do as well as I do it. I've been around for a long longer, and I just keep reminding myself, just keep going, just keep doing it, because the time that they get as good as you are, you're going to be already at the next level. So I just had to, it's a good thing though, because when you have copycats and competition, you just are forced to improve your systems, to improve your things. You go, okay, all right, you want to copy me? There we go. We're going to make things even better. So this is not going to happen. So it's part of the journey. I have to say, it's part of the journey. It's part of making things better, like, because you're good, that's what people want to copy you. So don't be afraid of that, because the more we're afraid of competition and copycats, the more we're going to attract them. So I've had my fair few in my last 5 years, and usually are people that are closest to you, usually are people that they are working with you, that they're going to go away and take things, which is normal. Then that's part of the journey. And that's when people go, oh my gosh, I'm giving too much. Then I'm doing too many things. This is not good. can't do, I can't keep working like that. So fear of giving too much is part of scarcity, right? You don't want to stay in lack. You want to go in abundance. And to be able to do that, you need to go, I'm willing to just give as much as possible, to just stay open and not go in scarcity and not being afraid of of losing stuff. Because when you're afraid of giving too much, because you're thinking that if you give too much, you're not going to get, right? If you're concentrating on getting rather than giving, then that's not giving anyway. So you got to remember that you just give, just give, just give. And the more you give, the more it will come back for sure. And that gets me to fear of success, which is another big one. When you are afraid of success, you don't want to be successful because success means something to you subconsciously. And it used to be mine. When I'm successful, I'm alone. When I'm successful, people will use me. When I'm successful, people will want to steal from me. When I'm successful, people will think that I'm too good and they're never gonna love me, right? So there was so many limiting beliefs attached to success that I would sabotage it. And I will go, okay, maybe I'm successful in this. And so then I will go and overeat. So then I was, yeah, okay, I'm successful in business, but look at me, I'm overweight. Or yes, I'm successful in business, but look, I'm single and alone, right? So I would just do it on purpose to balance my life so that I could be like, okay, I'm successful at this, but look at me, I'm not that successful in these other things. So then you can like me now. And then when I realized that that was a pattern, I'm like, no, I can have it all. I can have, the beautiful body. I can be successful. I can have money. I can have love. I can have everything I want. And this is what I am working. I'm creating in my life because I've catch myself actually once saying, well, you can have it all. And then a friend of mine goes, really? That's what you choose to believe? I'm like, oh shit, I do believe that some reason. Okay, no, I'm gonna change that. I can have it all. And so fear of success, watch it because it just sneaks in and you just don't realize that it's even happening, right? Fear of being seen, it's a huge one that a lot of my clients go through. Um, it's incredible. Fear of being seen is like, I want to help people, I want to support them, I want to be the rock, but I'm terrified of being seen because then people are gonna judge me, they're gonna pull me down, they're gonna um you know they're gonna be trolls, all of that. So fear of being seen, it's big. And as leaders, we have to learn to get over it, because the more we just stay there, the more we're not going to be able to impact and help people, right? The way we want to. Um, Fear of change. Oh, this is another one that freezes people. In business, if you're not good at change, you're not going to be able to keep growing the business. So it's very important that we just go, okay, I want to change. I need to change the business to be able to grow it. So what if I can embrace change rather than being afraid of it? Change is business. Business is change, and change is business. Like business doesn't exist without change, right? Because you cannot grow the business if you don't change. And change the business, change the team, change. There's a lot of people. One person the other day said to me, I'm in business for 20 years and I have not changed staff members. People stay with me and clients stay with me. I'm like, well, that's telling me that you're not really growing, because when you grow, people and team members will leave, which is a good thing. Having staff members that leave, guys, is not a bad thing. Having clients that leave is not a bad thing. I don't want clients that get stuck with me for years, right? I'd like for them to stay with me 1, 2, 3 years, and then I'm happy for them to move on. It's normal. It's part of people's journey. They're gonna learn everything they can from you, and then they're gonna get sick of you and they want to learn from someone else. It's normal, and I'm okay with it. So change is, I embrace change rather than be afraid of it. And people are terrified, they're afraid of say that afraid, so they instead say, I'm not afraid, I'm just stressed. Stress, Tony Robbins says stress is a fancy way of saying that you're afraid of something, which is totally fine. You can use stress if you want to rather than say I'm afraid. So why we are afraid? Well, because business, if you want to succeed, it's new, and everything new is scary, right? Because it's the unknown. Like the other day, I'm going to volunteer into, hey Kelly, good to see you. I'm going to volunteer in on every Sunday, and this time was something new, and I was a bit scared. I was like, I don't know, this is new, I don't know what to expect. And so we just know to need to embrace that scary is new. New is scary. And the unknown is what a lot of people are afraid about. And the other thing that people are afraid of is because it's a lonely journey. Business, being an entrepreneur, it is and it can be a lonely journey if you haven't surrounded yourself with the right people, with the right network. So making sure that you join peer groups, that you go and hang out with people that are like-minded, so that you took the edge off being lonely, because it is a lonely journey. It's you go the way to the top, right? They say that when you get to the top, it's quite lonely up there. So there's a lot of pressure in being a business owner. And if you don't work on your mind, you're going to go into ups and downs. You're going to go into overwhelm. You're going to go into a lot of those feelings that will be triggered by fears. Um, you a lot of the time when you, especially when you first started, you want to prove to friends and family that you got this, right? That you want to prove that you can do it, you can monetize it, you can send out. So a lot of people are terrified of that. So that's another part. And obviously not looking good on social media is another one. So how do you deal with fear? Well, just one step at a time. Don't try to first and foremost, I would not, my goal is not to be fearless, right? Because I want to feel the fear, because a lot of the time the fear makes me take a step forward. So my goal is not to not feel the fear, but actually feel it and be able to process it, work on it, and still move forward. I'm not here to try to tell you that you should never feel fear, that you should always be okay, that you should never have a negative feeling, because that is not being human, right? We are humans. Fear is part of who we are. We want to learn how to dance with the fear rather than run from it and avoid feeling fear, because that's the thing. What if you do feel fear? What think about a fear that you have? Feel it right now. What is it? Fear of success? Fear of failure? What is it? Just feel it. Okay, so then what? Once you feel the fear, what is going to happen, right? So make sure that you actually look at the bigger picture and going, if I want to go there, there are going to be fears that I'm going to go through. Like it's part of it. I remember I used to do that. I used to not want to talk about the fears. I'd be like, no, 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 if we don't talk about it, they're not going to exist. If I don't concentrate on them, they're not going to happen. No, they're still going to happen. They're still going to come up, right? Because it's part of life. Life is 50-50. We are going to have 50% of negative emotions. It's part of who we are. So we just have to learn how to embrace it. And also what I do when if fear come up, I wonder like, what's the worst case scenario? It's like in 5 years, am I really gonna matter that this person stopped talking to me? Like, is it really gonna be important that this person offended me, or that this thing happened, or right? It's just I want to learn how to find the lesson in this whatever happens, and do feel the fear. Don't run from it. Just feel it and still do it anyway. So a solution to everything that I've been telling you is to really surround yourself with people they're playing the game that you are, that are jumping the arena like you do, like Brene Brown says. You don't hang out with people that are completely opposite of what you do, because they're not going to get it, right? Have mentors and people around you. I have had incredible mentors in my life, and I still do. I get mindset coaches. I work with so many people because I know that there is different angle and different things happening into my life. So start writing your fears down and be aware of it is the first step. Not many people do that. And then work your way through it. So do a daily affirmation, write it down, so that you can actually move on. Don't avoid it, but just learn how to live with it and still moving forward into your life, into your business. So, first step, write down all the fears that come up for you every day, so that you are aware that this is something that is happening for you. Now, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. Now, if you are in Brisbane, we have an incredible Christmas party happening. We already have over 75 people joining us at this Christmas party. We would like to have 100 people in the room. So tickets are available for you. It's all on me. Thank you, Claudia. Good to see you here. If you are in Brisbane, come and join us. And if not, there is a last workshop of the year that we're running in December. So all the information are in there. But also, I'm running a free class tomorrow where I'm going to share with you. You're welcome. I'm going to share with you how to go from invisible to invincible, and how one of my clients has done that. So there's going to be the the behind the scene on how one of my clients has achieved massive success following my strategy. So it will be amazing for you to see how you can do that too by watching this webinar. So lots happening in the next few weeks before we are going on a Christmas break. Now, these classes, these business shortcuts are happening every single Monday. And if you haven't checked out my podcast, Business Behind the Scenes, go and check it out. Apparently, people are loving it and enjoying them a lot. There's already over 50 episodes. We've been running them since January last year. So a whole year. I need the assistance. I hope to watch. Yeah, Claudia, come along to the webinar tomorrow, but also RSVP to the workshop. It's a 4-hour workshop that I'm running. It's the last one of the year and it's for free, and you get so much value. So I would love to have you there. My team is going to put a link in here for you, and there is so much content that I give away for free because I am here to help and support, because I've been in business now for 6 years. I didn't get to 1.5 million without any help. I got lots of mentors and lots of help, and now it's my time to give back. So I'm super excited to have you guys in my webinars, and I will see you on over there. My beautiful assistants are putting the link in here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye.